Have you ever wondered if the ancient stories found in the Bible have real, tangible connections to our world today? Myths or history? An age-old debate. 6 unearthed wonders await, shifting your world forever. Get ready to see how modern science and ancient texts are finally starting to shake hands in the field. Let us begin with the Dead Sea Scrolls, one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. Hidden away in remote caves near the Dead Sea, these scrolls were protected by the desert climate for millennia. Inside, researchers discovered some of the oldest copies of biblical texts that have ever been recovered by humanity. It is essentially a time capsule, offering us a direct window into how these words were preserved long ago. The most incredible part is that these ancient manuscripts confirm our modern versions have remained remarkably consistent over time. This discovery provides serious historical weight to the validity of the stories we read in the Bible today. Next, let us travel to the ancient city of Jericho, famous for the legendary account of its walls falling. For years, critics questioned the reality of this event, but modern archaeology has begun to tell a different story. Excavations in the area have revealed clear evidence of massive fortification walls that suffered a sudden, violent collapse. The destruction pattern suggests a catastrophic event, mirroring the dramatic narrative described in the ancient scriptures. It is a powerful example of how legends can be rooted in the physical reality of our shared history. Now let us turn our attention to King David, a figure often dismissed by skeptics as a storybook character. However, the landscape of history shifted when archaeologists unearthed stone inscriptions explicitly mentioning the House of David. This finding provided the first non-biblical evidence that David was indeed a real ruler of a historical dynasty. It transformed him from a mythical hero into a concrete figure, adding a new layer of depth to his story. This discovery was a massive win for historians, proving that even the most famous names have historical roots. Moving forward, we encounter the historical figure of Pontius Pilate, the man who presided over the trial of Jesus. For a long time, physical evidence for his life was elusive, making him feel like a character from a play. Then, archaeologists discovered a stone inscription that explicitly mentions his name and his role as a Roman prefect. This artifact placed him firmly in the timeline of history, grounding the New Testament narrative in real-world politics. It is fascinating to see how these small pieces of stone can validate the most significant events in history. Now, let us address the controversial topic of Noah's Ark, a story that has sparked endless debate for generations. Explorers and teams have spent years searching the rugged, icy slopes of Mount Ararat for any sign of a vessel. Some researchers claim to have found remnants of an ancient, massive ship structure buried deep within the mountain ice. While skepticism remains high, these findings keep the conversation alive regarding the possibility of a global flood event. Even if you are a skeptic, the sheer allure of the mystery makes it difficult to ignore the possibility. Next, we look at the infamous cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, known for their sudden and fiery destruction. Researchers believe they may have finally identified the actual site of these cities in the Jordan Valley region. They have uncovered geological evidence of a catastrophic heat event that aligns eerily with the biblical descriptions. It suggests that these legendary cities were based on real locations that faced a sudden, devastating end. This discovery turns a cautionary parable into a potential historical event that we can study and analyze. Now, let us shift our focus to Shiloh, where the tabernacle was famously set up after the conquest of Canaan. For centuries, Shiloh was merely a name in an ancient book, with no clear physical evidence of its importance. However, recent excavations have uncovered a massive stone platform and a complex dating back to the Iron Age. This is the physical footprint of the place where the Ark of the Covenant once rested among the people. Every layer of dirt removed by the archaeologists helps to strip away a layer of doubt about the past. It is a tangible connection to the spiritual life of an ancient civilization that we are only now understanding. Finally, we must discuss one of the most impressive feats of ancient engineering, Hezekiah's tunnel in Jerusalem. The Bible describes how King Hezekiah built a conduit to bring water into the city during a time of siege. For decades, many scholars argue that this was just an exaggerated legend rather than a historical fact. But the Siloam Tunnel, a 750-foot marvel carved through solid bedrock, stands as undeniable proof of the account. In recent years, new analysis has confirmed the construction date to the exact period of Hezekiah's reign. The Bible recorded the engineering project, and the rocks themselves have confirmed the accuracy of the text. Archaeologists call it the Siloam inscription, a silent witness to the events of the late 8th century BC. It serves as yet another powerful reason to trust the historical framework provided by the ancient writers. When we look at all these discoveries together, a clear pattern of historical reliability begins to emerge. These findings bridge the gap between ancient narratives and the real-world events that shaped our collective past. They make these stories feel less like distant myths and more like genuine, lived-in history for everyone. It really makes you wonder what other secrets are still hidden beneath the surface of the earth. Archaeology is constantly evolving, and every new dig brings us closer to the truth of these ancient accounts. Which of these discoveries do you find the most compelling or surprising based on what you knew before? The intersection of faith and science is a fascinating field that continues to yield incredible results every year. If you are as captivated by these historical revelations as I am, please hit the like button below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on our next deep dive. There is so much more to explore, and I cannot wait to share the next big discovery with you. Thank you for watching, and keep asking questions about the world and the history that shaped it.